Hello, everyone. This is Hera with Ancient Voice Rising. Today we have on the show Dustin Ostrander. He is a returning guest. Today's going to be a little different. We aren't doing a bio. You know him. I know him. And we discussed that we're going to speak on spiritual experiences today. And that's it. That is the headline of the podcast today. So I welcome you to lean in, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell thingy. It is the one free thing that you can do to support this channel. I love you. Enjoy. Hey, Dustin, welcome back to Ancient Voice Rising.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Always, always my brother. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Good.
Yeah, how are you?
Like we just talked about, working on the nervous system,
Yeah,
thinking, just being in as much as I possibly can to the best of my ability in the here and the now, in the breath, always remembering when I feel myself not breathing, like consciously to come back to it, walk outside on my patio, remember who I am, and know that what I'm facing is all going to be worth it. And yeah, that's what I'm up to.
yeah, I've been there too. I've been trying trying to get back into my center and back into my nervous system and balanced as well. I've been doing all sorts of things. Lots of lots of hot springs, lots of meditation, lots of breathing exercises and breathing work. Yeah, it's been an experience, and I haven't been able to go outside and really get in the sun and grounded because we've been in the wind. So yesterday I had a really cool experience, just kind of showing like getting back into myself and back in alignment with my purpose.
Yeah.
Uh, we went to this. We went and checked out this Red Rock Park. Me and my office manager Katie on our way. We had a business meeting yesterday, and we both have lived up here in the mountains our entire lives in the same areas. And we drove by this one section going up the canyon, and neither one of us have ever been there. And I didn't even know it was there. I didn't even know it existed until recently.
Oh, wow.
And it's like if anyone's familiar with Colorado, it's similar to like the Garden of the Gods, but it's like a little mini version of the Garden of the Gods.
So what's the Garden of the Gods?
It's
Where's
like
that?
these So it's in Colorado Springs. The Garden of the Gods is in Colorado Springs, and it's like these giant rock formation, like monolith rock formations that come up out of the ground.
Is it
And
kind of
they
like
almost
Sedona?
hmm,
Like, so I've been to
similar to
Sedona.
similar to Sedona. Yeah, that red rock and that kind of formations. Yeah, same. And so and this is in Boulder, Colorado, the one we went to yesterday, which is even stranger because it's not typically that kind of rock up here. It's a lot of granite and hard rock. And so this rock formation is it's different. It's a little out of place up here. So I've never experienced it. And we went there yesterday and the energy was it was intense.
Yeah.
So I do my usual. I usually climb up on everything. I got to be up on top of things. My bird eye view, and
Half monkey.
I'm a monkey.
I
So
was right
I,
for trees.
yeah, I get up there yesterday. I get up on the very top. We've had 40 to 70-mile-an-hour winds for like the last 2 months. Every day, it's just been
Oh my
wind and
God.
wind and wind. And I get up on the top of this mountain yesterday, and there's a raven feather at the very top of this thing, like
Oh, wow.
in the rock, like stuck in the rock, like not even like jammed in there, just laying in there. And I was like, oh my God, I grabbed this feather and I was like, the ravens were talking to me before this. And so people that know me know I usually have the ravens are usually always around me. And I've never had them do anything like this. And so the feather's there and I grab this feather and then I look over and there's a fucking seashell on the very top of this peak, like the very tip. It's this like perfectly placed seashell. And there's no
Oh my,
there's no shells around here. This is in Colorado. Like
right.
if you it's not very common. And so yeah, I ended up with this raven feather and this seashell yesterday. And it was perfect timing because like I'm kind of coming into this spiritual aspect where we're bringing in a lot of new healing modalities kind of into the space and into my business and what I got going on. So the timing of it was like it was divine. It was perfectly placed in time because we just finished this meeting and I we go there to take a break on our way home and bam. And so the feather in the shell represents like spiritual initiation.
Hmm.
So I was like, that's pretty powerful.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I've always um listened to the Ravens and been around them and all they're they've always been since I started since I opened my eyes to my spirituality,
Right.
it's like right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um so
It
that's
go it
that's
goes back to our breathing because if we're not in that breath and we're not getting that full breath, we're not aligned to all these things that we see and we're around. We're in survival, we're in upper chest breathing, our heart's higher, our nervous system is elevated, it's heightened. It's like, so you don't get to experience these things that you get to experience when you're in this calm state of
yeah.
just being. And then when you're in this state of being, these things just appear. You observe the ravens talking to you, you
Mhm.
observe the spiritual gifts that are giving to you, the blessings, the abundance. Yeah, it is magical. It's amazing.
Yeah. Um, I've experienced that in Wilmington when I used to live in Wilmington, North Carolina. I would go out in my backyard and the ravens would all flock. Like they would be out and then they would come and flock in the pine trees right in my backyard. And I used to have a couple that would come up on the back deck. And actually, I would put food out there on the back deck for them that was specific for them. After I started seeing them, they would come, I could actually call them closer to me. And I could stand right next to the railing where the raven would stand and like watch the different colors that it would morph into, all the
Yeah.
different glimmering, shimmering colors. When you get right up to them, you can see those rainbow effects on
Mhm.
them. And it just puts everything into a whole different perspective. Because they have been known, in my experience, to be um, associated with, not so great, what people would perceive as not so
Yeah.
positive energy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Um, and I don't see it like that at all.
I don't either.
Yeah,
I think they get a bad rap.
they do. They get a really bad
They-
rap. It's like, like they're messengers.
They're messengers from the other side. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. It's it's an experience.
Sure.
I have a raven feather and an eagle feather that I keep in my house that I found. They're huge too. I mean, like
Yeah.
really big. Yeah. So I get it. I get it, brother. Jeez.
Yeah.
Um, so apparently we've made it through Uranus, but retrograde.
Yeah. It's coming into Taurus, so I'm excited.
Well,
It's
let's go
coming.
to Gemini first. I was like, really? What? I was like, oh, so much stuff makes so much sense now.
Yeah, it's powerful. It's a big shift coming. I'm excited. I mean, it's an
What do
end
you
of I
feel's coming? Like
do
I'm
what?
excited too. Like I have my moments where I go, "Ugh," you know, but but it's immediately followed with that excitement.
Hmm.
Like I accept where I'm at. I accept
Yeah.
what's going on. I've taken responsibility for all my hasty crap, right? And um it's it doesn't feel tragic or chaotic.
No.
It feels like we are prepared, that we've been given all the tools that we need as
Yeah.
as a race, as a human, as humanity, with Earth right there with us, going, Mama's got you. And um it does, it feels exciting. What do you like, what is your perspective on what is coming?
I think so. I think we have there's a huge shift, obviously. It's already happened. I think the
Yeah,
shift's already here and it's already happened.
yeah, I
And
do
so
too.
what we're seeing is the separation right now and the last little bit of people freaking out and hanging on and doing whatever. And if they want to continue to play in that little world and all that drama and that shit happening, great. What I see happening now, and in my life, what I see happening now is like we are working, me and my team are currently working on creating like these vortex room and these healing retreats, and we're working. I got people that are channeling to the galactic fetter. It's so wild to think like
Yeah.
all of this stuff's happening. So I'm like in two different worlds right now. I got this construction company that's in this 3D world and I'm building and working on people's houses, and then I also have this other world that I'm creating where I'm starting to build healing in people's homes. So I'm turning your home into a vortex and a healing retreat in a center. And so like it's wild right now. And so I see
Interesting.
I see all this happening and it's like I keep being told to the universe is telling me just patience, wait, it's coming. This is what you're seeing. This is the vision. This is what's happening. And just like, wait, keeps telling me hold. But all of this is manifesting and creating itself in my life right now. So I got like one foot in one life and one foot in another life. It's crazy.
Yeah. No, I so resonate with that because here shortly after we moved into our apartment, my daughter lost her job.
Hmm.
And so it's been like it's been look for a job, work, but then my business, my Ancient Voice Rising, has been so, like just sitting there, like,
Hmm.
nope, this is where you're supposed to be, right here. So
Hmm.
get your foot out of there. And I'm like, yeah, but we got rent and food and,
Yeah.
you know, so you got reality stuff going on and it's been pushing my faith.
Yeah. I hear that. Yeah.
Um, and with me being a housewife, I have found that the gap in my employment, in my recorded employment, is become an issue
Right.
in finding. And don't think that that is, um, I think that's there for a reason.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Everything is for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, I, I honestly think like at some point, like we're in this, I call it the squeeze, right? Where you're
Mhm.
feeling the pressure, you're experiencing the pressure, but it's like you're kind of in this unknown. It's like, well, but that's also where we are in the season too. Like this
Yeah.
is where we are in the season. We're in the winter. And so like it's this transition, and so we're feeling the squeeze, and we're ready. It's just waiting to pop out and go this direction. But it's like when, right?
Yeah.
When.
Know my spirit and my soul and they like it knows where it wants to go. It knows where it's
Exactly.
supposed to. But then when I come into my human part,
Hmm.
it's like, oh, but there's this, that, this, and my counsel will come in and they're like, just breathe.
Hmm.
You have no idea what's on the other side of this.
Yeah.
If you just breathe,
Yeah.
focus, surrender in, and hands up, girl.
Yeah.
People say that today so like it's so easy.
It's not.
It is not easy to truly turn that energy inward
Hmm.
and to completely throw your hands up and go, I know, I can feel my spirit knows where it's going and what's going to happen. And sometimes it's like just let my higher self take the reins and let go of control. So I've been kind of dealing with that and like radically surrendering. Does that
I
make sense?
went through, oh, it does, because I'm going through the same thing. So, like a couple, probably about a month ago, I had this moment. I was talking with Derek. I'm sure you probably know him from the
Yeah.
experience, and he asked me a question. Like I was going through all this stuff, and I'm like, dude, I'm having a hard time surrendering to the universe. And he's like, he looked at me and he goes, "Do you think you're worthy to receive?"
Yeah.
And I couldn't fucking answer. I was like, yeah, I do, but I gotta believe that, right? Like
Yeah.
through everything I've been through and everything I'm going through right now. That's the key. What I'm going through right now. I have to keep faith and believe that I'm worthy to receive everything and anything that's coming to me through the universe. So, yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
do. I get it. I do. And I hope that when people watch this, you know, and they see, I've been in this field for a really long time. And I've spoken to galactic beings and channeled unconditional love and been in that space, and that was preparation for this. That's like how I feel. And it's not anything to scoff at. It's
right.
real.
Yeah,
Um, and it's sometimes just not easy.
yeah.
So anyone that watches this, I guess my message today is come just breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth and do it consciously and say to yourself, gentle, calm, I'm here, I'm now, I'm right here, I'm patience. I love you. Look in the mirror. I love you. I love you. I love you. It's all going to work out. You're
Yeah.
going to be so excited if you could come back to the moment and shine from the inside out. And that is not easy. It is easy, but it's not easy. There's a
No,
paradox
because
there.
yeah, because you're dealing with these external forces, and that's by design too. Like, and it's they know like the world and the other people, they know all these external forces. That's what's going on right now in the spiritual world, and the spiritual war that we're dealing with is they're attacking us externally so that we're not going internally, we're fighting externally. So it is hard to be in that moment and be present with yourself and not be stressing about rent and food and vehicles, and like it's tough right now. Like
It is.
we are in a full out spiritual war, and they're trying to grab our attention and our consciousness. So yeah, focus on your consciousness within, and then all the things start to align. It's magic. It is tough.
Yeah, and I see it. Like things happen. And I
Hmm.
go, whoa. And they're like, that's not even a sliver
Just a
of,
taste.
of what's coming. Like
Right.
it's like if you just gotta surrender to it. And I'm like,
Hmm.
but and they're like, stop with the butts. You know, it's like
Hmm.
your thing. Nothing that you're doing is wrong. You
Yeah.
know, um, I I my me and my daughter, we went yesterday to see um we went to a Walmart and it's the futuristic brand new Walmart. It just opened up yesterday and it was wild. It was so wild. We just grabbed a couple of things. I just wanted to see it because I had futuristic in it. I was like,
Let's
that's
see what's going
interesting.
on. Yeah.
Because normally I don't really go to Walmart that much. And,
Yeah.
and in the car on the way home, some of her friends that she has here are deeply religious. My daughter is not religious. She is very similar as an ominous, like I am, which is very, open,
Hmm.
fluid. When her shadow comes out, it comes out. When the light comes out, it comes out, and it's just
Hmm.
right. Well, they said they can't be friends with her anymore
Mm.
because she's not religious. That broke my heart.
Yeah.
And she's like, Mom, like, those were my only friends left here in Florida.
Yeah.
And I was like, the mama bear started bubbling up. You take that analogy of the mama bear in the woods, you come at her cubs, and she's going to give you a kind warning, a little roar to let you know that don't do that. And then once you pass the line, you're screwed.
Hmm.
And I felt that. I even felt that this morning, like bubbling up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do I do with it? Like I had to sit with it. I'm like, my first thing is to like go back into um that's my cub. I'll kick the crap out of it. I'm gonna
Hmm.
put you in your place, right?
Yeah.
Because that's nature.
Yeah.
We are nature.
Well, and she's living what religion does. It creates division. And so that's literally what's
That's
happening.
yeah. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah. Wild.
And it is so hurtful.
Hmm.
Um, because the one thing that I truly believe in is not judging anyone from where they're at.
Right. Which is what is, I mean, they do teach that in religion that you're
Yeah.
not supposed to judge.
Mm-mm.
But people in religion are usually often the most judgmental people there is because if you're not on their same level or you're not in that belief, then they look at you an outsider as and then you're different and that you're whatever negative devil worshiper or satanic or whatever they want to look at you as because
Yeah.
you're not like them. So yeah, religion's tough. It is a difficult experience. I'm blessed that I never really, as a child, I didn't have that. I didn't get that indoctrination in me of religion. And so I didn't have that. And so, but I see people that struggle with it, and I see people even in the spiritual community that go back and forth.
Yeah.
They'll they'll be like, okay, they see the control and the aspect of religion that it has on them, and then they'll get out of it, but then they'll go back and find Jesus or Christ. Okay, you found him, he's within, but then they go back to religion because it's like, oh, I found this, it must be what this is, it's what's comfortable to them. So it's hard to break out of that pattern and cycle. So I'm grateful that I didn't have to live that and I get to observe it from a different point of view than being in that point of view.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a hard experience. Like for your daughter, I don't know if she was raised religion or religious. I mean, it doesn't
Mm-mm.
sound like it. You're kind of like me. So
I'm very universal.
yeah.
Yeah.
I see but I also see everyone's perspective. And I believe that spirit travels in everything. And I believe as long as you're not judging and
Yeah.
you're open-minded, you can still be Christian Catholic. Spirit comes. I have a guy that works for
Yes.
me. He's one of my good friends, and he is very Christian. And he is one of the most like aligned with God men that I know.
Mhm.
And I don't look at him differently. I don't hate
Yeah.
on him. I don't judge him. I love him for who he is. Everyone finds spirit in their own way, in their different in their experiences. And so, yeah, it sucks when people are shunning you and going against you because you don't have their beliefs. That's tough.
Yeah. I told her, I said, I said, I had to learn, like when I was going through my journey, I had to really learn to to see them where they are
Yeah.
and not judge them for their judgments.
Yeah.
Um, go where you can find peace and where you can be calm
Yeah.
and where you can, you know, fill this world with your love that's, comes from within, however that is for you. That was one of the backbones of this podcast was, I wanted to see different perspectives, different from different angles, and and not only understand but understand where people are coming from. Where are my brothers and sisters coming from? And and what are their expressions? What are their perspectives on their lives in general? You know, whether it be mental, physical, spiritual, or emotional. Um, and just let it be. Because I was like we've said before, I used to be very harsh on religion because
Mhm.
I've seen the control of it because I was raised in it and I had very religious people around me.
Mhm.
My daughter got a taste of it. She stepped out of it real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched a show yesterday and it brought this up or yesterday morning, and it brought up how um, things are coming back. They just keep coming back in cycles, but with different masks. Like all the light and love and all of that is just coming back with a different mask on it.
Hmm. Makes
And
sense.
I thought, well, gosh, okay, we'll take extraterrestrials. They're saying it's just a different form of control
Hmm.
coming back in
Yeah.
with a different mask that come save me or destruction,
Yeah.
you know, and all of it's that control fear mongering mechanism.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I'm going to unplug because
Hmm.
you know, how do you feel about that kind of stuff? Like the thinking, like, I guess maybe they called it the Matrix. Can you be on Earth and not be in the dome? That's what I call it, the dome.
You know, I've met some people who I swear they're not here. Like they're not like, and they struggle in the world because I don't believe they're from the ethereal, you know what I mean? I don't think they're here for a reason. And so I don't think that we're all trapped in this dome. I think the matrix is just a grid or a simulation that we create, each individual one of us. Just like you were just saying, the aliens and that, we create that because we hear that and we listen to that and we're like, okay, now I got a fear and a worry that the aliens are coming and
It-
or they're
and-
going to come save me. So you create this belief in this grid with you, and that becomes your matrix. And so it like holds you down to this
yeah,
earth. And so you
and
gotta like
I don't get it.
you gotta let that shit go. Like
Yeah,
you gotta be like, okay, I'm not holding on to that shit. I don't believe, I believe that, like, I don't believe in extraterrestrials. Everything's energy. Everything's coming
Yeah.
and going. Entities are coming and going constantly with you. I've had experiences where I have felt entities come into my container, and I know that I have things with me, just like spirit guides, right?
Mhm.
Like, they're coming in and they're here with you and they're experiencing it with you in your simulation. But external world, 3D world creates this matrix over top of you, and they make you believe that they're going to come in flying saucers, and they're going to control and manipulate you, and they're going to play with your mind. Nothing can play with your mind unless you let it.
I know,
So,
you have to like it. Okay, I'll say this lovingly. I will sometimes just giggle. I'm like, you know what? Okay.
yeah,
And I just laugh.
yeah,
And I know if that's my body's way of, going, calling bullshit. It's like bullshit, bullshit.
yeah.
It's like constantly just going bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. But okay,
Hmm.
I'll play the game. You want me to play the game? I'll play the game, but bullshit.
Hmm.
It's kind of how I feel. But yeah, I feel it too. It comes in sometimes in my left rib. You can feel it's like an indentation coming in into the rib. And then I can say no, and it literally
Yeah.
pops out. And I go, no. Like
I had,
that's how powerfully that right there
yeah,
are how powerful we are. I
yeah.
can be feeling something pressing in on me, literally, and tell it no,
And it'll go away.
and it will immediately go
Yeah.
away.
I, uh, I used to do a lot of sun meditation and sun gazing. And I don't know, something came over me. I was watching this Dr. Greer thing, and he was talking about doing meditations and inviting these entities in with you and having experiences with them. And I'm very open-minded. I'm like, okay. So I started experimenting with it and trying it. And then one day I'm meditating and I'm sun gazing and I'm doing my third eye meditation in the sun, and you feel it. Oh, it comes into me. And it was like this happiest, euphoric feeling. And for like 2, 3 days, I was with this thing, and I didn't sleep. I was wide awake. I was like in this euphoric state. I was dancing at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and I never do that.
Oh,
And I
wow.
was like experiencing with this thing. And then a few days later, I'm walking down. I walk out of the store and I'm walking across the parking lot to my truck. And I don't even know why I said this. I was like, you can go now.
Mhm.
And it literally boom left me, and I felt like I was back to my meat suit. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, I'm like, okay. I'm like, why did I do that? Because that was one of the happiest times that I've ever experienced, and love, like the unconditional amount of love. I felt
Mhm.
like that's what that came in and showed me, was like just the unconditional love that I have for me,
Mhm.
and is supporting me. You know what I mean? Not necessarily here, but maybe outside of here, that I have this huge support system that's outside of me and inside of me. And I just need to be aware of it. And that's what I got from that lesson. But yeah, it literally, things come in and out, your spirit guides, energy, entities, maybe families from other galaxies. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Mm,
crazy.
it is. How do you feel about this has been a big topic about protecting yourself with like imagining lights around you or
Okay.
pulling energy
This is,
up and pulling energy down
yeah,
and popping out your bubble. Um, because I've kind of gone the opposite way. Like
yeah,
I used to do that. And now it's just like I have authority.
yeah. So I I I'm
What do
I
you?
flipped. I've done it. So I was where you were at. That's how I did most of my life. I'm like, I have the authority, I have the control. But then I've realized I'm not always in a position, in my highest energetic position to like defend a lot of stuff. I'm not, sometimes my aura is weak and it's tired. And
Mm-hmm.
so I've learned like a lot of times I'm a generator, so I pick up everybody's shit. I'm pulling everybody's energy and I'm feeling everyone's
I'm a,
emotions and
I'm a
moods. And
manifestation generator.
so I'm like, I don't know that like it took me, this has probably been this last month. I started getting these people that would come to me and they're like, hey, do you put up energetic walls? I'm like, what the fuck is that? You know what I mean? And so I started learning and experimenting with it, and it has made an improvement. So in the mornings, I do my meditation, and then I start building these glass walls around me. That's what I do in my meditation in the morning. And then every time I breathe, I focus and I'm breathing out and I let the energy out to fill my container. And I just keep doing that until like I'm in this peaceful, balanced state. And it has been a huge improvement and helped
Perfect.
me. Yeah, it has been
Okay.
a great tool for me. And I don't feel like I pick up everyone's emotions as much anymore, and I'm not as reactive to it. I I'm able to see people's projections without feeling them at this point. Like I'll have people start projecting on me, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. I don't have to take that in. I know I can see what's happening. I see what's going on. And then, you know what I mean? It's been a huge change in this last month working on that and able to protect myself and my walls and realizing like, I mean, it goes back to we're under spiritual attack and there's so many things that are
So
trying to
that's why
punch.
my guides are coming back to me with those. They've come back to me with several different ones,
Yeah.
like my dragon with the ring of fire.
Yeah.
And then I've got um, Lady Isis. I call her Offset. She will come in and wrap with the wings. She will wrap the golden wings around me. Um, so, and then I've heard the voice of, why are you letting these energies come in and take your vitality? And that was from an energy that introduced itself, which I've worked with in the past, was Archangel Michael,
Mhm.
or what is known as the energy of.
Yeah.
And it's really heavy. And he brought in a big um, triangle, and it was filled with like white, um, not smoky, but the visual was smoky inside of the triangle. And he just like placed me inside of it.
Hmm.
And I was like, but I felt weird. I felt off.
Hmm.
And maybe that's my uncomfortability with the pureness
Yeah.
of being in the, because I am such a like, I'm a sovereign being, you
Yeah.
know? I'm like this, like I've studied and learned and been initiated. I know better than what some of this stuff is being thrown
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
So that's interesting because
I
it's
think we
question.
do what
It's
you
making me
kind
question things.
of, that's good.
Yeah,
Questioning things is good.
yeah.
Yeah, I've been getting this. That's what like I've been getting the same messages, Archangel Michael, like protecting my. That's where it started, and I'm like, I didn't know I didn't understand it. I was like, I was like, I don't get it. And then some other people started coming in my life, and they were like, they explained it and showed me, and I'm like, okay, so this is a message that you're bringing to me to try to help me understand this, you know.
Okay.
So and then I've experienced here in the last month like adventuring outside of my little bubble into the world like that's all fucking chaos right now. And I get in there and I'll get beat up a little bit. And I'm like, oh, I'm coming back out of there. I'm not doing this. Like you people you're on your own shit right now. You guys are dealing with your stuff. But yeah, it is important. Like you don't realize that effect it has on you, you know? Like even like I said, going back to having just regular people that I interact with every day, now that I've started this practice, I've separated almost myself from everyone else's energy. That has been the biggest improvement, is being able to not feel their energy and react to their energy and just have my own and control my own vitality, my own energy. Like that has been actually, you know what, for probably the last 2 years, that has been my thing, is learning how to build and protect and my container, and learning the value that my container has when it's in its purest and healthiest state.
Well, do
And
you
have be,
go ahead?
well, and I forgot what I was going to say.
Well, so I guess my question is would that be a form of separation from the oneness of humanity? Or is it, what am I trying to say? Because I've been going into connecting more, like connecting in,
Yeah.
one on one, with people. Um, and it seems like when I put up these big, elaborate walls or whatever you want, like if I were to say, okay, I am God source energy and I am surrounded by a concentric circle. Nothing can come in this concentric circle, but the highest vibrations and the highest light of God source energy, of all creation. And that is my guides, my soul, my, you know, blah, blah, blah. And that opens that quantum field when you do that.
Mhm.
And I hear, leave it open, don't close it. But then stuff happens, and I'm like, close this shit.
Yeah.
So I think right now I'm kind of in that. They're like, well, how do you feel about using that? And I'm like, I don't like the way it makes me feel. It brings out aggression around me.
Yeah.
I will notice when I'm in a conversation with someone, my eyes will literally change. It's like my pupils open up,
Mhm.
and it almost like it brings aggression to me. And then it's boundary time.
Yeah. That's part of the lesson.
Oh, that's not because it's really uncomfortable. It's
Yes,
really uncomfortable.
it is.
It's
Set
like
learning them
you can
boundaries is part of
feel
the
yourself
lesson.
changing. I feel like my body, especially my eyes will shift and change.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
they open up and you can see through everything. And it's like, whoa, do I really want to see all that?
Yeah, so that goes, boundaries is part of protecting your container. And so being open and not having any boundaries leaves you vulnerable within your container. And I learned that about a month ago, I learned a very hard lesson in that. This is what changed my energetic walls. One day I was having this amazing day. It was awesome. It was like one of the better days I've had in a while. And
Yeah.
this dude, I've never met this guy, pops in my inbox and he says, he's like, you feel like a safe space. He's like, can I talk to you? And I'm like, yeah, like if you need someone to listen, I'll listen to you, what's going on with you. You know what I mean? I'm a human being.
Mhm.
I care. Like
Yeah.
if you need someone to listen, I'm here. And this dude dumped so much shit on me and then started turning it around on me and then like coming after me and telling me about who I am. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. We're not doing this. This is, I agreed to listen to you, or I didn't agree for you to start coming at me aggressively and attacking me. That was when I learned boundaries in your container are very valuable,
Yeah.
and stopping it before someone starts putting these quantum entanglements into your container, and then you're trying to figure out how to get them the fuck out, and you got to learn that lesson on how did that come into me? How did I allow it to? And how do I prevent that from coming? Because you're more valuable, especially working on with people one on one,
Hmm.
if your container is solid, because you'll move more methodically and cautiously, and you're able to hold better space for them if you're not
Hmm.
taking in all their stuff. And so that was a lesson for me too, was learning that, okay,
Yeah.
like we got to have a boundary here.
Yeah. And now it seems like in the mornings, I get golden lights automatically. They flip on. Um, it from the pineal gland, the third eye, which is
Mhm.
actually in the back of the head, to the front of the frontal lobe. And then it almost makes like a cross from here to here, and then it goes straight up and it goes straight down, and then it's like boom, and then it's like being, those carousel where you had the horses on the carousel bars where they would go up and down,
Bowls, yeah.
the poles. So the pole, next I'll see it turn into like a pole, and then it starts sweeping gold energy around me, and it's like, so is it built in now? I guess maybe, I don't know if I've done enough work to where it's like, all right, she's had enough, like, that it just like clicks in, clicks on.
Yeah.
What would you, because that's new.
I
That's
think,
something that's been new that's been happening.
yeah, I think I've had a similar, to go into kind of some similar stuff. I think
We
that's
have.
just,
That's why I
yeah,
want to have this. That's why when I talked to you, I was like, you know what? Let's do this completely different today.
I think that's part of what's going on with this new integration and energy that's coming in. And I think it's the end of kind of a lot of our karmic cycles that we put in the beginning of our lives, that we front loaded in our lives. And
Mm,
I think now that that resistance and all that karma and all those past traumas and all those things now that we've made peace with and we've got over and grown from, I think now we're starting to feel more in our energetic bodies and for what they're supposed to be, not what they have been. And so I
mm,
think that's what we're starting to experience now is these phenomenons and experiences like you're experiencing now. Mine's not gold, mine's usually white and like plasma, like really, that's what I feel. But I totally, yeah, I resonate with that.
yeah, it's bright. It's like very bright gold. And it's like it's sweeping. It's going around on that carousel almost, almost like a wing
Hmm.
on, like, connected to a carousel, and it goes around in circles, and it doesn't stay for for long, but I can literally see it almost like how like a signal
Yeah.
that goes around in a circle, but it's sweeping.
I, I take that, I do that in the morning. I've taken that as like I'm calibrating.
Mm.
That's what when I feel the energy going around in me, I'm like, okay, it's clearing me out. I'm calibrating. And then I feel like I come back into center. But yeah, I totally get the swirling energy.
Yeah, it's wild because it's like I'm the pole, and the gold energy is just going around me, and every once in a while I have a very, very ancient, we'll call him the dragon, um, and he will come out in front of me and roar, and um, and then it just go. It's like poof, it goes away, and I'm not, like, it just happens. So it's interesting and I'll get like a hot spike. Or if I start to think something that's not, that I've already worked on, I'll notice I'll get, like, my head will get really hot. My face will get really hot. And it's like it's burning it away. It's like, no, 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 no. Hold on. Wait. You've already done that, been there, and then it just goes away. So I think that's where my struggle, I guess, is it, I can't, I kind of am going back and forth. Is this really just built in? Do I surrender to that knowing, to that remembrance that it's already built in, that I've already done this? Or do I need to be doing, or should I be doing more?
Hmm.
Um, yeah.
I don't think we're supposed to be doing more. I think we're supposed to be surrendering. It's
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah. It makes
Uh,
you, it, I feel safe. I
hmm.
feel very safe and comfortable. Um, but when I go out, I'll get this heavy feeling on my head right
Yeah.
before I leave the house. And it's almost like flip it on.
You get like a halo feeling. Do you ever get that?
It's like it's heavy and it
Yeah, like a
sits right.
heavy hat that sits on
Yes,
you.
it sits
It's,
on you.
yeah.
And you could, and it can make you like teeter back and forth. It's
Yeah.
so heavy.
Sometimes when it's there, it makes me feel like my equilibrium's off a little bit. I'm like,
Yeah.
what is going on? But I do. I feel like I have like a halo or a heavy, like something. Yeah, I feel that too.
Yeah, and it's when it's like right before if I'm about to leave my home and go somewhere or something, I mean it will like sit me up straight.
Yeah.
I can literally like feel it lock in, like click in. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what is that?
Yeah, I've never observed. I probably need to be more observant on when it's happening or and like I've never really even thought about it. I'm just like, what is going on? I feel heavy today.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd like to hear like when that happens, stop for a minute and go, where am I? What's going on? Am I
Yeah.
going into, some denser energy because we're in density?
Hmm.
But um because it would happen like when I would go to this one certain grocery store.
Hmm.
It was I could it was like walking through mud. Like I would get
Strange.
sweaty, panicky, couldn't stay in there long, grab my
Hmm.
stuff, float through the frozen section food aisle, literally could feel like I could float through the and then but as soon as I would leave and get back in my car, it was gone.
Yeah.
So we are talking about spiritual experiences,
Yeah.
but yeah, I could feel like when I would walk into that particular place, I could feel it, like it's almost like I could feel everyone, like everyone and everything.
Hmm.
And then after a couple times, it stopped. I could go in there, nothing. And it was like, I guess I calibrated or
Right.
maybe I rose to a vibration that
That
was
was
like,
higher
okay,
than what was affecting you. Yeah.
mm,
That's
yeah,
probably
because
what it
because
was.
eventually it
Yeah.
stopped. And I don't feel that way when I go into places anymore. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm like, eh,
I mean, that could go back to what we've been talking about, like on your protecting your container. Like you might have had holes in your container and that situation was draining you.
hmm,
And now you've outgrown that, and now you have your containers more pure and whole, and so now you're doesn't have that same effect on you anymore.
yeah, filling it up with with some fun stuff, fun
Yeah,
stuff, fun stuff.
yeah,
So you do yours out of this is interesting. You make yours out of glass.
yeah, yeah. I picture myself building glass walls, and then I usually fill it up with my energy so that it's helps hold the walls. And I do that with breath. And so, like, I learned through this shaman experience, like how, like, when you breathe in and you breathe out, every time you do that breath, you can visualize expanding yourself. So
Hmm.
you breathe in, breathe out, expand, breathe in, breathe out, expand. And you can even do that and fill your whole house up with your
Yeah.
energy in love. And then I do that, but I only do it in my little glass box because I know that that little glass box is going with me throughout the day and it keeps me where I'm supposed to be. So
So how are your thoughts when you're in that glass box? How are your like what are do you notice that your thoughts calm down?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't feel as anxious. I feel more centered and grounded in that box than I do outside that box.
Okay.
For sure.
Do you do anything particular like for before bed?
No, like my ritual before bed is I meditate and then I do like binaural beats and sleep stuff. And
Okay.
then I usually play binaural beats all night while I'm sleeping. I think it helps reset my nervous system. So I just put them on real low so I can barely hear it. And it seems to like have a pretty good effect on my sleep. I seem to sleep a little deeper. I've had a hard time sleeping my entire life. Like I think some of it is because I had very extreme trauma at a very young age. And there was points in my life, like when I had a bowel blockage and I laid in bed for 5 days dying, like I didn't sleep. I was wide awake, and it's the survival. And I think a lot of those are patterns that have just been ingrained in me throughout my life. I had that palm reading with Meryl, and that's the one thing she tells me. She's like, Dustin, you need sleep.
Yeah.
she's she's like, you don't sleep, which is funny because a couple years ago, I fought my entire life. I'm like, I have to get 6 to 8 hours of sleep or I can't function. That was my mindset.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have to. So I spent most of my life fighting to get sleep.
Yeah.
Now, I'm happy with whatever sleep I get. If I get 4 hours and I feel so much more energetic than I did before trying to get sleep versus now I'm grateful for the amount of sleep I get. And if I need a nap throughout the day, people talk shit and make fun of me. But if I need a nap throughout the day, I'm going to lay down and take a nap. You can talk shit and do whatever you want, but this
Right.
dude's laying down for 30 minutes and taking a
Yeah.
nap.
Yeah. I've
Oh,
I've been like I notice like if I put up well protection
mhm.
before bed, um and even when I don't, I wake up at specific times. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning, three, five, six, seven, until finally I get up.
Yeah.
I'm just like, screw it. Like
I, I slept like that for a long time. And then so I just started getting up. I'm like, okay, you want me up at 1 o'clock? I'll be up at 1 o'clock and I'll meditate. And then if I get a message, then that's what you were trying. That's what I was trying. That's what I was supposed to get. And usually, if I wake up at between three, it's probably between 3 and 5. Usually, I'm supposed to be up. So I just get up and I receive whatever that is supposed to be coming to me. That's been a practice that I've had for years. But yeah, and I get up. Sometimes I get 3 hours of sleep. Sometimes I get 2 hours of sleep. But I quit fighting sleeping and chasing that where you wake up and then I try to go back to sleep. And then I wake up
yeah,
a couple hours later and then I go back to sleep.
yeah.
Like that is exhausting.
It is exhausting. It is, and I'm tired of it. And it's like I go, you know what? I deserve to get physically, mentally, my body needs rest.
Yeah. Yeah. Your
And
nervous system needs rest.
my nervous system needs rest. So I will like get up, I'll go to the bathroom, I'll go outside, I come back in and I lay back down and I'm like, I'm going to resume my nap, you
Hmm.
know? Um, and I might get an hour and then it starts all over again. So maybe I'm fighting it for some reason,
Yeah.
but I'm like going, if I feel into my body with this, I feel in my body that I'm tired and it's okay for me to sleep.
Hmm.
And then it's like,
Hmm.
and I'm like, that's when I'll get back up, I'll go outside and I'm like, stop. And usually when I call in the calm, I'm like, calm. I can lay back down for a little bit longer.
You
But
ever
it's
pay attention to your thoughts when you wake up?
Mm, yeah. And some of them are like, that's interesting, but I have a choice and I'm not going to react to that.
Yeah,
You know?
usually when I get woke up and it's the brain turning on, it's usually things that I have suppressed and not dealt with that I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna deal with that right now. And sure enough, at fucking 2 o'clock in the morning, yeah, it'll wake me up and it's like, we're gonna think about this right now. I'm
I'm
like, well,
like,
I
no,
don't want to.
I'm like, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I wake up to sell your car. And I'm like, what the sell my car? I'm like, I actually own my car. My car works great. Sassy's
Yeah,
right.
why would I get rid of it?
Why would I get rid of my I'm like,
Yeah, yeah.
it.
So
Like,
I've heard, I don't know that I believe, well, I believe in portals and I believe in things like that. And I've heard that if you have like mirrors and stuff in your rooms when you're sleeping, those can become portals for other entities to come in and have spiritual attacks essentially on you. And so
oh,
sometimes I'm like, maybe, like, maybe things are sweeping in when I'm trying to sleep. And it's like, hey, asshole, wake up. We're going to talk about this now, you know?
yeah. No,
So
so how do you deal with that?
I don't have no
I
mirrors in my room.
don't either.
After I heard that, I was like, there's no mirrors in here.
I got no mirrors in here. None.
Yeah.
Bathroom's got a mirror. And then my daughter's room, she has one that she looks in, when to get dressed. But other than that, I don't have any mirrors in my house.
Here's another. So when I heard that, I didn't really, I was like, I questioned it a little bit. I'm like, okay, I don't
Yeah.
know if I believe that. So I started looking at myself in all the different mirrors. And I look different in every mirror. I'm like, okay, there might be
I
some,
grin. I go, I love you. I got you, babe.
yeah. So I'm like, there might be some truth to this. Like, if you don't look the same in every mirror, then every mirror is a portal into another reality. And so I was like, okay, I can kind of see this mirror thing. Yeah.
So, you can lock mirrors. I learned that a long time when
You
I
can
woke
what?
up to witchcraft.
Lock them?
You can lock mirrors.
I did not know that.
Oh, yes, you can. You can place a sigil on a mirror and lock it so that it's an exit only,
Hmm. I
so
did
that
not
it
know that.
doesn't, so that nothing can come through. Um, so now when I look in my mirror, I always look in my eyes and I smile and I wink at myself because, and I tell myself I love you.
Hmm.
And it just like it's almost a respect.
Yeah.
It's like a respect, a reverence type of energy, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yes, you can lock them.
I didn't know
When
that.
I was working in the underworld, they taught one of the things they taught me, and boy, did they teach me. Because at that time I was working through how I felt about demonology and all of that stuff, right? And I made my professors. I was like, all right, look, if you're going to be here anyway, then we're going to learn how to work together. And I want you to teach me. Because if this
Hmm.
is where I'm at, I'm going to meet, we're going to meet. And I want you to teach me everything I need to know. So if I ever have to come back down into this realm, into this density, then I know what to do. And I know where my allies are. And I know where um that I can pop out at any time. And one of the things that they taught me was you could lock the mirror.
Hmm.
Um, and so I had forgotten about that until you brought that up. So crap. I'm just going to call crap on that one.
Yeah, that's
But
cool.
this is where we're at.
Yeah.
This is stepping out of that train of thought that you know. So I'm going to go here in one of Jesus's teachings. Um, when he talked about what people now call hell,
Right.
okay, he was talking about there was a landfill where they burnt their trash and a lake next to the trash place. Well, they flipped that. So then you take all of these energies. Um, I had some very, very ancient energies coming to me. Um, and they would, in the Bible, be known as demonic energies. But when they came in, everything in my life shifted. I learned so much about portals and exit to create exit portals,
Hmm.
and how to not let things in portals and to shut
Hmm.
portals and how to open portals and shut portals, how to create spaces for spirit to go through those portals. And they said the priests did it. And I'll never forget one of them, and I'm not going to call any names, but he said, we did not do that. The priest did it.
Mm.
I did not lose my kingship. I only have been projected as this energy because of control and religion.
Hmm.
And they drilled that into me. That's when I say, um, it's something to think about these days. These energies that are being, because they are the occult, whatever, like the show that I watched yesterday morning. There are people out there that are conjuring these energies in a way that is not conducive.
It's harmful. Yep.
And that's when I go to my allies and I go, hold on a minute. How, well, it's all choice. It's how you want to look at it. And I have found to stare them right in the eyes and go, hey, how you doing? Give me a hug. What are we doing? You know,
Hmm.
I found that's just one of the things that I've actually been able to do. And I know that those specific energies are there and they have my back.
Yeah.
And people talk about taming their demons. Well, stop using the word,
Yeah.
you
Get
know?
rid of the demon word.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's where I go back to um these are energies that lived and walked this earth. And who are we to strip them of what they brought to this world when they lived in this world? Just because someone wrote a book and they wanted to bring fear,
Hmm.
control. So I guess maybe that's where my putting up walls and boundaries and lights and all of this kind of stuff comes in, because I don't know that I'm afraid of what's coming in.
You don't have to be afraid of it. But if your energy is clear and clean and pure, and you do your stuff, you know what I mean? These
Hmm.
energies come in, like you're saying, there's whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
You have that option to alchemize that at this point. Like
Yeah.
that's what you're doing. You're like, no, I'm not. Like you're making it into, come on in, let's hang out, let's, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? We're gonna have fucking fun, and I'm gonna love you, and you might not like it, but I'm gonna fucking love you. So,
But they do.
yeah.
But I don't, I feel like when it is like when your friend is tapped into his like that his God, right? When he is
Mhm.
in that.
Yeah.
It's like that. It's
Yeah.
that feeling of no pressure. I love you.
Hmm.
I can't believe that you see me differently. Thank
Right.
you for that,
Yeah.
right? It's that
Yeah.
kind of energy.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's an experience.
It is an
But
experience.
I do think that, this has something that's been coming up a lot with the protection lately. It's been something that I've been sitting with, do I throw up my protection because I could do it in an instant, or do I trust that it's already there and remember that it's already there, that I've done that and it's coming in and doing it may be uncomfortable for a little bit while it's going through and cleansing and clearing out everything that needs to be so that I can keep spiraling. Um, how do you feel about something like that
I think for me,
for
this
you?
is from my experience. I think spiritual practice and ritual is so important to me. When I start thinking that I'm good, I don't need that, or I already have that protection, or it's like I lose that connection to practice. When
Okay.
I lose that connection to practice, I start losing my connection to source. I stop
Mm,
doing my spiritual practice. I stop doing my rituals. I essentially become a man again. I'm not in that experience, sharing that experience with my God self or my God side. So, or source, spirit, whatever you want to call it.
right. Okay.
But I think that practice is important. So I don't, and I get, when I stop practicing, that's when I get away from myself.
Yeah. It's interesting. Well, I've it's been coming up within me, um, and I've been seeing it out in the field.
Yeah.
Um, people kind of contemplating that with this,
Yeah.
with the sovereignty and the AI and all of that. Um, is it doing us a disservice?
Yeah.
Um, or is it really teaching us if we're using it in a particular manner, that yes, we are a sovereign field.
Mhm.
And no, nothing can come in unless you give it
Permission.
permission.
You have to give it permission to receive. You got to be, that's it. I learned that goes even in polarity work and in relationships. Like you got to have that communication. Like, I'm going to present this to you. Are you open to receive? Right. Like, not everyone is able to receive what you have to offer. So it's just, yeah, it's interesting.
It is. It's deep too. It's very interesting and it's very deep.
Hmm. For sure.
Um, And so I'm really just been learning to receive and give generously,
Yeah.
but to allow myself to receive with gratitude.
With gratitude. And only, you can only give with what you got. You can't give from an empty cup, otherwise it leaves you really empty.
Yeah, it can. Sure can. I learned that several years. I was just sat.
Yeah, I've been there
I was
too.
helping, and helping, and then it was just like,
Yeah, yeah.
anything else you'd like to
No,
share
it
today?
was a pretty good. It was a good one.
That was a good one, right? I wanted to go down this hole. I wanted to get into this
I
because
like it.
well, people are looking, and I say people lovingly, are looking for help and
Hmm.
assistance and guidance. And not everybody's perspective or perception of what is going on at their angle is going to work for
Right.
everyone else.
Right.
And I know, like for me, I focus on the higher love,
Yeah.
and keeping that balanced within the center.
Yeah.
And not everybody understands that. They're like, but you gotta scream and yell and do this and that. And I'm thinking, I've done that already. I feel about good. I'll roar when I need to.
I'm done screaming and yelling
Yeah.
for sure.
Ah, all right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for having this conversation with me. And I hope that some people, from our experiences, viewers, the community, I hope they get something out of this. Not confusion, but some answers that they may be looking for.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to hear and see about what these energy things are. And when I get into a position, I want to come to Colorado and experience it and see it.
Yeah.
Maybe
Gonna be
Colorado
awesome.
turn into a no snow state.
Oh, I hope not. I
Just while
hope not.
I'm there.
Yeah.
Dustin, it's always a pleasure.
Thank you for having me on.
Thank you for
So,
being here.
yeah.
All right. We'll end here.
See you
Take
guys.
care.